whenever you guys are.
Okay.
I just want to get some of your feedback from the meeting tonight. Obviously, a lot of dissatisfaction, not only with the increases, but also with the express bus redesign, which I know you've been, a point person on with our president. So just overall, your take on things.
Well, I always find these hearings invaluable. We do get a listen. I've taken copious notes. I've got something like 6 pages of notes because it's very useful for me and for my colleagues at the dais to hear what the breadth of feedback is, what the common issues are, what the common concerns are, but also what suggestions people have. And I thought even tonight we got some good suggestions. It's not all people just criticizing. In some cases, people do come up with good ideas. And I certainly wasn't surprised to hear concerns still about the bus redesign, because we know that's very much still a work in progress. What came through equally loud and clear is the issue of bridge tolling. What I think a lot of people don't understand is it's not within the MTA's gift to toll the other bridges. That would have to be a city decision.
The city council. In terms of even advocating for that, would you say you're an advocate for that approach?
It's not really my area of expertise. I mean, I do understand people's points. I've been over to Staten Island numerous times since I came into this job. I love coming over here, and I can clearly see the strength of feeling over here. But it really is a matter for City Council and for my colleague who heads up bridges and tunnels. But that certainly came through loud and clear tonight.
What was your reaction to hearing about the bus redesign? I understand it's an evolving process, it's an ongoing process, but and nobody really said, hey. I think there was maybe one fellow who said it's working out okay for me. But and especially now, when you hear the same problems, especially the bottlenecks with the tunnel downtown, the enforcement with the bus lanes, and some things are out of control, obviously. But you're working so hard on it. How do you react to that?
Well, I rode the express bus here tonight. I took with some of my colleagues. We rode the Sim 4C to get here. It wasn't too bad getting into the tunnel, but there was still a delay.
Now, where did you start your journey?
At Bowling Green. So we picked it up just as you tend to get that blocking back to go into the tunnel. Okay. And that is frustrating. It's something I'm personally determined to fix, because every day I look out of my window and I can see the logjam of buses trying to get into that tunnel. So we are pushing to get that rectified. I think the other thing that is frustrating is to hear about bunching, to hear about people blocking the HOV lane, to hear about people blocking the bus lanes. But these are all things that are fixable, so we're not going to give up on this. We will continue to take positive action with NYPD, with the city, to refine this network to get it as good as it can be. Does it surprise me we didn't hear too many positive comments? No, not at all, because that's just human nature. If you're happy with something, you don't tend to come along, which is why I didn't equally expect to hear people come along tonight and say they're happy with a fare increase. It's kind of human nature that if you're not happy, you'll come along and abused. But having said that, I do recognise that for some people the bus redesign still isn't working for them. We're not going to give up on it, and there's another raft of improvements to come in January.
It's dispiriting to hear people come and say, public hearing, this is just a formality, it's pro forma, we all know what's going to happen here, and we don't see any improvements even for the incremental. How do you respond when many people, dozens of people tell you something like that?
Well, it predated me, but I understand from the last fare increase where the board put up 2 different options, a third option was actually chosen, which emanated from public feedback. So it isn't true to say that we're not listening. Sometimes changes have been made directly as a result of these public hearings. So, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm absolutely listening. I'm making notes. At the end of the day, it's not my decision. It will be a board decision. But certainly the hearings that we've had, and there's still another 3 to go, are providing us with a rich source of things to think about.
I don't know if you have anything.
What do you think about turnout to meetings like this? It's a big venue you guys have here. I know in years past it's been really big, and tonight we were talking before, 40, 50 speakers was a nice number, but your thoughts on seeing a mostly empty
I always like to have lots of people, and I think it is good that we do listen to people, that we do get to hear a true cross section of opinion. So tonight we've had something like, I counted 54. The one in Manhattan was something like 64. The Bronx, I think, was around 50. So
That's amazing. Similar numbers on Staten Island.
Similar numbers.
Like
so it was good. What was also good to hear tonight was to hear from the borough president. I thought he spoke very strongly, as did the other elected officials. But certainly the borough president was I thought, very balanced in what he said. He's been a huge supporter of MTA and what we're trying to do, but equally he's held us to account. He's very much held our feet to the fire over this bus redesign. He's on the phone daily with us. He challenges us. He's really pushed to make sure that we're doing the best things possible for his constituents, and I very much respect him for that. I think he's genuinely a very brave politician.
Very good, sir.
Okay, cheers, guys.